Hi there, I'm Jack Canfield, and if you're familiar with my work, you know that I'm a huge believer in the law of attraction. I was even featured in the groundbreaking movie and book, The Secret, which introduced the world to the law of attraction in a massive way. And I've also written several books about it, and the law of attraction is featured prominently in the Success Principles and all the other programs I've created. But over the years, I've heard many people ask whether or not The Secret is real. So today I want to personally answer that question. The law of attraction states that the universe responds to whatever vibration you are offering by giving you more of whatever you're vibrating. It doesn't care whether it's good for you or not. It simply responds to your vibration, whether it's love, joy, abundance, prosperity, or whether it's fear, anxiety, resentment, or anger. First, I know it's real because I've used it to achieve and in most cases exceed all of the goals that I've set and finding amazing success with the best-selling Chicken Soup for the Soul series, creating a high multi-million-dollar net worth, a beautiful home, fulfilling relationships, dream vacations all over the world, and a successful company. Second, I've also seen the graduates from my trainings use it with great success. I'm thinking of Cindy Ertman, who was in one of my trainings, and she decided she wanted to have a TV show, be the host of that show, and have me as a guest. And at this time, she was a mortgage broker. It seemed way out of anything that was possible. But she, in fact, achieved that goal, and I ended up being on a TV show where she was the host not too long afterwards. I'm thinking of Miriam Laundrie. Miriam Laundrie wanted to have a Guinness Book World Record for a children's book she wrote, and she achieved that. You know, it's not easy to achieve a Guinness Book World Record. Heather Walker, she was someone that had a severe brain injury. She was told that she'd probably never walk again normally, and she saw the movie The Secret. She started applying it. She got my book, The Success Principles, started reading the chapters on visualization and affirmation, and she visualized herself walking down the beach on her wedding day when they told her she'd never walk normally again. I love the fact that her name is Heather Walker. It's almost like some intuitive, secret of the universe there that was played itself out with that. But she literally used visualization to become absolutely 100% healed. Patty Aubrey, who most of you know is the president of the Chicken Soup for the Soul Enterprises and now with the Canfield Training Group, she had a story where she went on vacation and she had visualized having a villa on the beach at this Hawaiian hotel. And she got there and it was no villa, it was a room. There was no kitchen. They didn't even have a refrigerator for the mini bar. And she was like, this was gonna be the big vacation of her life. And so she had been visualizing this. And because she'd been visualizing it and believed in it fully, it gave her the courage, which she normally wouldn't have done, to go down and ask for an upgrade, which was extremely much more expensive than the one that she had, the room rate she had at the time. And she, in fact, got it. And in my own life, I remember Patty, who then fell in love with Hawaii. She ends up building a house in Hawaii, 10,500 square foot house worth about $12 million, and got into a little bit of trouble with the expensive mortgage that they were paying off, the construction loans of $25,000 a month, invited me to become a co-owner of that house. And what was fascinating about that is I had been visualizing and affirming watching a sunset in Hawaii over Ka'anapali Bay. And I didn't even want that as a goal. I just added it into a seminar once because I needed another affirmation to give an example of how affirmations work. But I was teaching this almost every day somewhere in the world for months at a time. And then all of a sudden, because I got involved in the house, I'm sitting on the patio, on the lanai, they call it in Hawaii, and I'm looking at the sunset over Ka'anapali Bay, and oh my God, I've actually achieved this simply by doing the process that activates the law of attraction and cooperates with it, you might say is a better word. And here I was sitting in this room in this $12 million home because of the law of attraction. So it works whether you're consciously intending or not, just like I said in the beginning. So it's very, very powerful, very important that you focus on visualizing and affirming and acting as if everything you want in your life is going to happen. The law of attraction is responding to your vibration. If you're not in a state of joy, if you're not in a state of abundance and prosperity by focusing on what you already do have instead of focusing on what you don't have, which puts you into a state of lack, if you're focused on being frustrated or feeling, what should I say, you want something to happen, it's not happening fast enough, and you're focusing on the not having of it, the delay of it, then what's happening is you're going to get more delay, more frustration. So focus on that which you already have that makes you feel, what should I say, makes you feel appreciative, it makes you feel gratitude. Joe Vitale tells a wonderful story of being dirt poor, living in an apartment that he was paying probably like $70 a month for. And you've seen him in the movies. There's a light bulb hanging from the ceiling. There's one metal, kitchen table in there, plastic chairs, a mattress on the floor, a refrigerator with nothing in it. That was his life. And he's sitting there, all he's got's a pen, actually a pencil and a piece of paper. He had just got a book out of the library because he couldn't afford to buy books, and he's reading about the law of attraction. And it said, write down what you're grateful for. And he said, what the hell do I have to be grateful for? I'm in this crappy apartment, I got a pencil and a piece of paper. And he said, I stopped and said, okay, if I could be grateful, what would it be for? And he said, well, I have a piece of paper. I could write down my goals. I have an eraser. I could erase my limiting beliefs. I have my life. I have clothes. I'm in a country where I'm safe. I've got water coming out of a faucet. And he started writing down all the things he wanted to have. And at the end of the day, he had a list of goals he wanted. And within a year, he was out of that apartment. He was in a wonderful place. He was making money. He was writing a book. Everything shifted because he hit bottom. And he said, okay, even at bottom, I still have something to be grateful for. If you have food in the refrigerator, if you have electricity, if you have running water, you're better off than half the people in the world. Over half the people in the world are living on less than $3 a day. And I know people that are making $100,000 a year that feel like they are poor. If you're making $100,000 a year, in the top 1/10 of 1% in the world of income. So do an inventory. And I want you to do this. Take some time and start inventorying in your life what you do have and focus on doing what I call a rampage of appreciation. When you get off this, watching this, when you finish watching this, take time to walk around your environment and make a list of everything you have that you can appreciate. The carpet that you have, the running water, the windows that are clean, the cat that you love, the plants that you have in your house. All the things that are out there that you have that are gifts that you have that most people don't have. Whatever it is, you have toilets that flush. You have food in your refrigerator. You have a car perhaps. You have warm clothes in the winter. You've got shoes. Make sure you focus on that. Do a little rampage of appreciation every day for a couple of minutes. Now, I want to give you a little bit of homework. So we've talked about inventorying what you currently have and what you're currently experiencing in your life. This is your current reality. Now also make note of how you respond to things like current events, the news, what the people in the government are doing, how people treat you, what's happening in the stock market, how you feel when you open up your paycheck or you look at your bank statement, how your children are doing in school, and whether or not your favorite sports team wins. What is your emotional reaction to all of these things? Is it calm acceptance? Is it unconditional love? Is it joy? Is it peace? Or is it anger, fear, hopelessness, and resignation? The secret to the law of attraction is that it responds to your negative as well as your positive vibrations when you're reacting to these external events, and it attracts to you more of what it is you're vibrating. So if you get angry at the news, you're going to attract more things to be angry about. And if that is the case, you might want to stop watching the news. Instead, engage in activities that bring you joy. Think about thoughts that bring you peace and love. Now, one of the most important things you need to focus on in your life is to protect your own positive vibration. And one of the things I often suggest to my students is to go on a 30-day news fast. No newspapers, no news on TV or radio, no magazines, only listen to positive music, only read uplifting books, and only watch uplifting movies. And then notice how you feel. I really strongly encourage you to try that for 30 days. That's your homework. And remember, nothing changes in your life until you do. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, please make sure you like it, share it with a friend who may need it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. And for some additional resources on how to use The Secret, the Law of Attraction, to achieve your personal and professional goals, make sure to visit my website at JackCanfield.com.